welcome back. So this is going to be part 2 of how we started or why we started our junk removal company. If you watched part 1, that was pretty emotional for me. Yeah, we built something pretty cool, and I'm very proud of it. And kind of putting myself back into that time frame of those emotions and the struggles to get to where we are today. It got to me. I'm not going to lie. So for me, that was just a few minutes ago. For you, it may be a few days in between. So I just needed a little bit of time before we went into part 2. So part 2, we're picking back up in January of 2021. This is when I was officially full-time in the junk removal space. We had started October 2020, January 2021. We were full-time. This month, the exact timeline, I don't really remember, okay? The exact details, but pretty sure this month was a month that we started to bring in a little bit of like on-call help. I have some kids from church here and there be like, hey man, I got a couch I got to pick up. Can you come help me? I got something big I need to come and get. Can you come help me? And that probably lasted from January through February, if I really think about it. So those months, I was just hustling by myself. At this point, we had done a few things for the business that we knew was needed. So I want to say it was in January that we ordered a new dump trailer, and we received it in like February or March, give or take. So here's where we were at equipment-wise. In January of 2021, we had our 1995 GMC 2500 gasser. This thing was a workhorse, but she was ugly. We had our 2021 dump trailer, 12 by 6.5 by 2, but I added on the wood sides. And I came home from working one day, and I talked to my wife and I said, man, everybody's just negotiating with me. Everybody's just trying to get a deal. And I told her, and please don't take offense to this. I said, I am Mexican. I am at that time, my perception was a very Mexican, driven industry. My experience at this point was, the guys you see at Home Depot, and I said, I'm in a Mexican looking rig. My truck is ugly. The paint is all faded. The trailer has these nasty wood looking sides on it. I said, I need to do something that's going to set us apart. I need to do something that is going to continue that journey of, building a company that we looked bigger than we were, building a brand. And I said, I need to wrap the truck. She's like, okay, just look into it, figure it out. And so that month we worked our tail off. And we were able to, I don't think we wrapped that month, but we were able to put the deposit down on the new trailer. February, we continue to hustle, continue to work. And in February, I want to say, is when we got the truck wrapped. The truck wrap cost me $3,500. Keep in mind, me and my buddies, we bought the truck for $900, and I put $3,500 into the wrap. Again, it made no sense, no logical sense, right? But it was the best decision I ever did, especially when we got a new trailer. When I was rolling up to these jobs with a wrap truck and a wrap trailer in our nice uniforms with our logo on it, there was nothing that was going to stop me from getting this job. Well, the really interesting thing, the biggest shift that we noticed was when we were pulling up in a wrap truck to a non-wrapped vehicle, uniformed employees to, just most of the time uniformed, the biggest difference is the customer's perception of the value they were about to receive. Our customers before didn't see our value. They just saw us as some guy picking up some trash. Our customers after the wrap, after the branding, after the uniform, saw us as an actual legitimate company. And it went from fighting and negotiating to quoting and being like, okay. There was no more argument. It was as if us showing up wrapped and in our uniforms, psychologically, the customer, when they saw us, was like, oh, they psychologically gave us permission to charge them what the job was actually worth. Not to take advantage, but to charge what the job was actually worth. And I was very strategic about where I placed our truck when we pulled up to the house. I put it to the point where when the client would open the door, they would see me, they would see my brand, and they would see my wrap truck behind me. I would show up, gloves in one hand, iPad in the other, gloves to show that, hey, we're here to do work for you. It's a free estimate, but we're ready to work. iPad to show you, let's go through and quote the job. I'm not just going to shoot from the hip. Oh yeah, this looks like it's $150. I'm sitting there. Okay, boom, 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 getting everything entered in and building out this quote for the client. And so we ran like this for probably a month or two. Timeline's a little fuzzy. Around this time, I want to say March or April is when I told my wife, I said, we need to bring someone on as an actual employee. And so there was a young guy we met at church, and he seemed like he had a great head on his shoulders, and we brought him in. And this guy would eventually turn into be one of our main employees for many years, a couple years. And I made the shift, and I highly encourage you in your business to try to make this shift as soon as possible. But the shift was moving from the driver's seat to the passenger seat, right? Training this employee to be the quoter and the lead, and you taking that secondary role. The reason why this was important for us is it put me in the position to work on my computer. He'd be driving, he would handle all of that. As I'm going through it, I'm sitting in the passenger seat, I'm working, I'm posting on Facebook, I'm posting everywhere I can. I'm replying to customers, I'm hustling, trying to book jobs. And I didn't have to focus about the road in front of me, the backing up behind me. We spent the time training him, and he did have experience driving a trailer, so that definitely helped. But we invested the time of hiring someone, not just to help me be a secondary hand, but to allow me to continue to work. Because keep in mind, my wife's at home juggling 6 kids. I was not trying to put much on her plate. She helps me a lot now, man, a lot. But making that transition of getting off the driver's seat and into the passenger seat was one of the best decisions I ever made. We hustled for months, busting our tails. At this point, I want to say we had the 1 truck and the 2 trailers. Our truck, we were pumping $500, $600, $700, $800 a month into it every single month just to make sure that it wouldn't break down on us. We were putting high performance water pumps, fan clutches, everything, completely redoing this truck. And I sat there one day and I told my wife, I said, we're spending more money on maintenance, preventative maintenance, than we are on a truck payment. So things progressed, and we decided, all right, it's time to buy a truck. So we went and we picked up a brand new 2021 Ram 2500 Hemi, and then we got that wrapped immediately. And we were killing the game, guys. At least I thought so. There's companies out here that were like, where the heck did these guys come from? Came out of nowhere, but we hustled. We worked. Shortly after that, as we got close to summer, I was like, okay, I have our nice 5-foot steel wall dump trailer. I have the ugly trailer with the wood sides. And if you have a wood side dump trailer, please take no offense to me saying it's ugly. It was my perception of the brand I wanted to build, and I did not want to have the wood sides. And I was like, all right, we need to get rid of that trailer. We need to buy another trailer. So I sold that dump trailer for more than what I bought it for. And then I went out and I found I can't remember what year it was, but it was a PJ dump trailer. I was so excited to find it because, again, we're in the COVID era still, 2021, very hard to find equipment. The guy said it had 4-foot sides. It only had 3-foot sides. It was 12 feet long. Whatever. It got the job done. We bought it. And so at this point, we had 2 trucks and we had 2 trailers. So the Ram and the newer 5-foot side dump trailer became our main rig. And then we had the 95 GMC with a smaller dump trailer, excuse me, with the 3-foot sides, just getting the job done. And at that point, we needed the second truck because what we were doing is not that we had 2 teams on the road, but at that point, I had moved myself off the truck for the first time. So this would have been summer of 2021. So less than a year in, I'm officially off the truck and I have 2 guys working for us. But our landfills are so far away we were losing work. We were missing out on work. So we bought the second trailer so that when they were full, it's the same thing we still do now. I'd go out to them, we leapfrog, they take the empty truck, and I'd take off, or I'd go ahead of them and do solo jobs by myself. And things just started progressing, guys. It started growing. We fast forward into or continue to grow. Fast forwarding to the end of the year, I knew that we needed to make a big purchase because the time it was taking us to dump just wasn't making sense. It was just taking too long. The weekends, it was slowing us down. So I had been drooling over rolloffs up until this point pretty heavily. And December of 21, we decided to go ahead and place the order and pick up, or a little before we placed the order, but we picked up the Max D roll-off package with the trailer, gooseneck, and 4 dumpsters. At that time, I told my wife also, I was like, I need another truck. I need a diesel. The only person that had content at that time with running a roll-off system with a Hemi was Josh from American AF. And the gas mileage he was getting, the distance we had to travel, I was like, it's not going to be worth it. So end of December 2021, long story short, we got our Maxi roll-off system, our first 4 dumpsters, and I purchased a 2022 Ram 2500 Cummins, which is what we have right now, or one of the trucks that we have right now. And the day after Christmas, me and my 3 older kids, we jumped in the truck and we drove all the way to Sepulveda, Oklahoma, to Kennedy Trailers to pick up our roll-off system. And this road trip was awesome, man. Me and the kids had a great time. We made some amazing memories. Having them come along the journey of picking up equipment has always been important to me because I want them to see the growth. And it was a great trip. We got back, and I kid you not, the day we got back, I had it lined up the high reach forklift to be there so we could unload the dumpsters. And so we unloaded them from the top down, and we left the last one on the trailer, and we had a call for a dumpster rental. I don't think I mentioned this part, but in all of our wraps, all of our marketing, it had always said dumpster rentals. The reason why I always advertise for dumpster rentals is because when people would call for a dumpster rental, I'd be like, oh, unfortunately, we don't have any right now, which wasn't a lie. I didn't have any right now. But I would flip them or try to flip them on junk removal. Worked half the time. But we got a call and I'm like, yeah, we can get you a dumpster rental today. So me and my guys, we unload the trailers and I call my wife. I said, hey, can I come pick you up? I'm going to go deliver a dumpster. She was like, what do you mean? You just got home. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go deliver a dumpster, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I need you to come and help me. So I picked her up. We went, we dropped the dumpster off, and man, we were excited. When we bought these, the intention was never really to get into dumpsters. That was never the focus. That was never the goal. That was never the mission. It was mainly so that we had our own transfer station, that our guys could go out on the weekends with 4 dumpsters and they could start, they could fill up, they can get back, drop it, pick up an empty one and keep going. And that we wouldn't have to worry about ever going to the transfer station, waiting in lines over the weekends. And we use it more as a strategic tool to allow us to produce more in a single day than we normally would be able to. So at this point, we had the PJ trailer, the Max D system, the 4 dumpsters, and our 5-foot dumpster trailer, 5-foot tall dumpster trailer. We had the 95 GMC, the 21 Ram 2500, and the 22 Ram 2500, and we were just over a year in business. We made a lot of risky financial decisions, guys. We went all in every time. And so far, so good. We've worked out. The way we did it is probably not the way that you should do it. It is not the way a financial savvy business person would probably tell you to do it. But it's the way that worked for us. And I was willing to take that risk. I was willing to gamble it all in hopes that it would all work out. Fast forward into 2022. 2022 was a great year for business. We grew. We hired multiple employees. Dumpsters started taking off. We didn't ever market our dumpsters, but calls started coming in. Early that year, we sold some equipment because we didn't need everything. The plan was to sell the PJ And that thing had been sitting in our yard from December to February. Beginning of February, tomorrow, I said, hey, I'm going to pull that trailer off insurance. I'm going to post it. I'm going to sell it. I never posted it. I never sold it. Unfortunately, someone broke into our yard and stole that PJ trailer. Unfortunately, there was no insurance on it, so I lost about $9,000. That one hurt. I was actually headed out of town that day when the team called me, said, hey, someone must have been drunk and crashed into our yard, busted the fence. I said, FaceTime me. I bet you equipment's missing. They said, no, nothing's missing. They FaceTime me, and I'm like, the PJ trailer's missing. So I pulled that off before I sold it. My mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Stupid decision on my part. So we ended up not selling, but having to lose that trailer. And then I sold the 2021 Ram. I shouldn't have sold it, man. I sold it to one of our employees, actually. They really loved the truck. They wanted it, and I wanted to do everything I possibly can to make it work for them. So much so that the bank didn't approve them for as much as it was worth. So I sold it to them for more than $10,000 less than what it was worth. But I thought I was helping them out. And I shouldn't have sold it. I should have kept it because we really needed it at the end of the day. It was wrapped. It would have been a great marketing vehicle. But it is what it is. We are where we are today. So we got rid of some equipment. So at that point, that left us with the 22 Ram, the 95 GMC. I think so, somewhere around there. But we were busting our butts, just growing, hustling, and 2022, nothing really major happened except for growth. I mean, if I'm looking at our sales, if I look at, let's say, okay, January 2021, we did $5,049.75 in sales. January 22, we did $46,852.95. That's a big difference, huge difference. And so 2022 was a crazy year for us, year over year from 2021, which we operated all 12 months in 2021. Of course, we operated all 12 months in 2022. The difference in growth, we had a total year over year growth of 94.40%. This year was crazy. Our team kicked butt. We worked our tails off. But this year is the year that we really saw a lot of growth. In 2022, we bought another dumpster rental company. That's really what pushed us into focusing a little bit on dumpsters, even though to this day we do $0 in dumpster rentals. It has grown to where it can support a full-time employee, and it brings us well over six figures by itself. And here we are in 2024. I've talked a lot about 2023 and the issues I had in 2023, so you can go back and watch those videos. But here we are in 2024, ready to kick some butt, ready to dominate again, and have my head in the right shoulders. Hopefully this video helps you and motivates you to work and to hustle. And just know these sales, this equipment, everything that we bought, we worked our tail off for it. These sales are great sales, but we worked hard for it. Don't let any video that you see on here telling you that you can have $10,000 in profit a month by buying one trailer and working one day a week. It's all BS. Can you make that money? Absolutely. But you have to pour in blood, sweat, and tears. You have to work your tail off. You have to invest a lot of money. This business is a very money hungry business, and you have to risk a lot to be successful. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. We love it. We love what we do. We're extremely happy. We're super blessed. My family lives an amazing life. People ask us all the time, oh man, you must be killing it. You're rich. No, I'm broke. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I'm equipment rich and cash broke. We don't pay ourselves a consistent paycheck still. We did in 22, didn't in 23, and still not in 24. We are getting by. Personally, we are getting by, but the business is growing. We are hiring people. We are buying equipment. We are, we started with 4 dumpsters and we're up to like 16 or 17 dumpsters now. We are backed to having 3 trucks, the 2 Rams and the dump truck, right? These payments are expensive. Insurance for us, commercial insurance is like $2,600 a month. Workers' comp, let's not even talk about it. So can you be successful in this industry? Absolutely. But you have to be willing to risk it. If you want to grow big, you have to be willing to go all in. You have to be willing to work hard. And if you could do all that, anything's possible. Anything's possible. So thanks for watching this video. I need to go pick up my son from school, so I'm going to end this here. If you have any questions on how we did it or anything specific, I'd be more than happy to share. I will remind you, I am no guru. I do not have any courses. I am not here to do any of that. My goal here is to document the journey and what we've built so I can share it with my kids one day and hopefully share some content with you. If you don't like it, that's cool. There's plenty of the people you can watch. If you like it, follow, like, share, comment. Yeah, and we'll see you on the next one.